Hi, friends. I'm Scott Giles, and welcome to Power Talk, my podcast here on Facebook Live and YouTube. I cover topics related to spirituality, hypno-coaching, and the hypnotic arts and sciences generally. If you'd like to know more about my work, check out my website, which I'll tag at the end of this video. Today I want to talk about what is often called workaholism, or compulsively overworking, much in the same way that alcoholics drink compulsively. Now, first, understand there is no mental health disorder called workaholism. That's a common language term used to describe someone who works a lot. The closest we get to a clinical definition is from the work of clergyperson and psychotherapist Wayne Oates, who in 1971 defined it as the compulsion or uncontrollable need to work incessantly. Now, from the start, this idea has been fraught with difficulty. There is a lot of popular commentary out there, some of which I don't think is worth much. Much of this commentary says that people who work a lot are no more productive and maybe less productive than other people, that they're poor team members, bad delegators, disorganized, neglectful of self-care, prone to addictions and other forms of acting out, less creative, less innovative. Wow. Talk about passing judgment. The problem with all of this is that the evidence for it's anecdotal. It's stories or studies with very small groups of people and no controls. Now, perhaps I'm defensive about this because I've been accused of being a workaholic. I do work a lot. Ministers often do because a lot of the work in our parishes or organizations is because those organizations are running on financial fumes. So we get pushed to overfunction. But in all honesty, I've always worked hard, going back to my years in culinary work when I would be enthusiastic about learning something new that my coworkers avoided. I've always worked hard because growing up, work was all I had. I come from poverty. My family concealed my circumstances, but I had a hard time. My willingness to work hard and my ability to work well is what allowed me to rise in culinary work and then in the academic and professional worlds as well. When your work's all you got going for you, you become attached to it. So this raises for me the question, is workaholism, or what's called that, really bad? Or do we have an apples and oranges comparison here that philosophers call a false dichotomy? Now, there clearly are circumstances where working a lot is bad. I once had a minister friend who was always working at his church. He would report to work early and go home late, and his marriage was said to have problems. Not surprisingly, I figured he was using his work as a way of keeping distance from a relationship that was on the rocks, and one of the problems with parish ministry especially is you've got everyone in the congregation who has an opinion about your personal life. And so separation or divorce can be a bigger problem than it is for most people. But I met his wife, and oh my God, if I was married to a harpy like that, I wouldn't want to go home either. I don't know what went wrong with her. Something obviously did, but he was working to avoid conflict at home. Understandable, but not a healthy option. On the other hand, there is a growing consensus among people who study such things that people who work a lot do fall into two categories. First, you have the workaholics, the people who work a great deal for unhealthy reasons. They do it because of a poor sense of self-worth, because they're trying to avoid a bad home life, they don't know how to set boundaries, or whatever. The philosopher Seneca once said about such people, "Is it really so pleasant to die in harness? Working yourself hard for unhealthy reasons is a bad idea." But then there is a class of people who work a lot because they experience a high degree of engagement with their work. They enjoy it. It brings a sense of fulfillment, and they approach their work with vigor for that reason. That's how you become distinguished in a chosen profession. And there is truth to the statement that if you find work you love, you never work another day in your life. Realistically, at the age of 70, after a long and successful career as a hypnotist, I do not need to work for financial reasons. I work because I like doing it. As energy has faded with age, I've set some limits, but I'm going to keep doing this so long as I'm able because I enjoy it. It's fun. So I think it comes down to your motivation about why you work a lot. Are you trying to avoid something or prove something? Then maybe you've got a problem. There's always some stress in life. I heard a pathologist say that the only stress-free person he'd ever met was a dead person. They distinguish between distress, stress which is bad for you, and eustress, E-U-S-T-R-E-S-S, stress that's positively stimulating. And the latter you can get from healthy work engagement. Now, too much of anything is a bad idea, and even people who are fully engaged and fulfilled in their work need to be sure they keep a balance. In my practice, I use a tool that many coaches do called the Wheel of Life. Here's the graphic we give out. The idea is you fill in the outside circle with eight topic areas corresponding to major arenas in your life. You can choose different areas, but what I've chosen are career, relationship, spirituality, recreation, mental state, which I mean by mood, pain, health, and lifestyle. I separate pain from health as I am healthy for a man my age in the sense that my chronic medical problems are well controlled, but I am a chronic pain patient because I'm not allowed to take effective pain medication due to one of my medical issues. So I rely on physical therapy and self-hypnosis. They work reasonably well, but pain is a separate issue from my health because pain isn't going to kill me while being unhealthy might. After you fill out the outer circle, you ask how satisfied you are with what's in that slice of the pie chart. And then you fill out the appropriate arc. If you're completely unhappy, you'd fill out the hub. If you're completely happy, you'd fill out the outside of the circle. Here is my completed Wheel of Life for right now. As you can see, I'm a pretty fulfilled guy. Everything is in balance except for recreation, and that's because physical limitations prevent me from doing things that I used to do as a younger person, and this exercise tells me that I should find something I can still do. So that's on my goals list. And also I noticed that my relationship arc is one level down from where it used to be. It's 8 right now, whereas the last time I did this, it was 9. No critique of my wife, who is very much the love of my life, but it's a recognition that I've been spending too much time at my desk, and I do need to spend more time at home. Insights like these, that I need to harvest time from work and invest at home, and I need to find a recreation that I can still do despite pain, these are the sorts of insights you get when you do the Wheel of Life, and they're valuable. However, the fact that all but one arc is really pretty much at the edge tells me I am engaged with my work and pretty much in balance, tweaks notwithstanding. Yes, I work a lot, but no, I'm not a workaholic because I've got a good balance and I'm not working to prove anything or avoid anything. And that's how you tell if you've moved from work engagement into unhealthy workaholism. Give this tool a try. You can easily make up a pie chart, like the wheel, in any spreadsheet. Is workaholism bad? Yeah, it is. Is everything that looks like workaholism really workaholism? Nope. And the wheel of life is a simple way to get a grip on that. Check it out. Hey, thank you for your time and attention today. I'll be back next week with another talk on a different subject. I'd like to invite you to join me. It does help me if you let others know about my videos, so please like, share, and subscribe. If I can be of help to you, feel free to reach out through email, my Patreon channel, or my website. Stay well and stay safe.